Hello everyone, I'm Doug. I'm the branch manager. Welcome to Branch Manager episode 20. I'm in a harvested area, logged approximately 8 to 9 years ago. This area was planned as a harvesting called seed tree silviculture system. Now, if you can see above me, above my head and up on the hill, those are seed trees. So they were purposely left by loggers and harvesters to allow Mother Nature to throw seed into this open area, which was harvested, and regenerate. So those trees up on the hill are Douglas fir. What I want to show you right here in front of me is planted Douglas fir, because the area that came in, at one point a crew came in and planted this area with Douglas fir. Their aim was to plant trees in the best spot, microsites, and of course to aim for around 1,100 trees per hectare. 1,100 trees per hectare is the optimum spacing for Douglas fir plantation. So what I will show you here in front of me is a planted fir and a natural fir. So this tree here is a planted tree. It's approximately 8 years old, planted within a year following harvesting, which is a normal and which is fairly quick establishment of a succession crop. And then I'm going to show you a natural Douglas fir. This is natural regeneration. Actually beside it is a natural hemlock too, but this fir, this little fir with a blue ribbon on it, is from one of those mature trees up on the hill. And so therefore it is natural regeneration. Mother Nature has thrown that one in. Thrown, I would use that as a slang term, because basically the wind or other means of disbursement has occurred and allowed seed to come down onto the soil here and germinate. Now that tree there, because it takes longer for natural seed to seed in, is only about 4 years old. So a little bit of difference between, probably about 4 years between the original plantation, the bigger trees, and here again is another natural fir that came in later. It's about 3 years old. Plantation trees that were planted by hand by planters. So you can see the difference. Now what we have in this particular spot, and I'll just scroll around. You can see the tree with the blue ribbon is naturally seeded in, and the other bigger ones are the planted trees, which I said were around 8 years old. Now the tree over there also is a natural regeneration, Douglas fir. The one beside it was planted. Now, what we have here is trees that are averaging much more than 1,100 trees per hectare. Probably more like 1,800 per hectare in this little spot, which is, I'm taking a radius of approximately 3 meters around me. However, through the plantation, as I walk through the plantation, I don't know if you can see the trees above me. Most of those are planted. They're planted on average about 10 feet by 10 feet, or approximately 3 meters by 3 meters, which is 1,111 trees per hectare in metric. So this system works very well, especially leaving harvest trees that are, not harvested, harvesting the trees around it and leaving those trees as seed trees. Mother Nature will lend a hand to man, reforest this area, and we have a healthy young forest stand of Douglas fir. It's sort of we have Mother Nature enhancing our forest. We have to come in, we do the harvesting initially, the first silviculture system, which is planned out, boundaries, species planted following harvesting, so on and so forth. And then we have to plant, and this is what regeneration, this is natural planting and regeneration, as you can see. So we've established that. What happens from this point on in a few years, probably 8 to 10 years, because areas of this may be too thick, actually too many trees per hectare, will actually start to thin them out, what's called juvenile spacing. So juvenile spacing is just taking out the extra trees. It's not an unfortunate thing, it's just we're trying to grow an optimum crop of trees. We're aiming for 1,111 trees per hectare, or that comes out to 450 trees per acre when we were using the imperial system. So as you can see, well-planted area, lots of soil, good soil. It's what I call mineral soil. Gravelly, sandy, some humus, loam. This is a plantation that's doing well. It's facing more or less, I would say, west to north, northwest, so it'll get a certain amount of sun. The trees are planted in an area and in microsites that are somewhat shaded, and the planters always look for shaded spots, such as down in here and even here behind the little sapling behind. This tree is being protected from the sun over there, so on and so forth. So I hope, folks, that gives you an idea of what happens after harvesting using one of these silviculture systems, and there are several. There's 5 or 6 systems that are used. The seed tree system is a good one, besides clear cut, and clear cut is the one that people hear about the most. So foresters come in and they want to make sure this area is reforested properly with lots of trees, at least enough trees, optimum in numbers, so that we establish a succession forest, and that's what we have done here. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, folks. I'm Doug. I'm the branch manager, signing off. Keep it real and keep it green.